We're on.
Plug the sound in. We'll refresh here. Yes. Check sound. We got sound. Okay. Now we just need some audience members. Let's see here.
Last time we were on here, it was 20-something degrees. Then we went to 80-something degrees, and now we're back to 35.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. T350 show. It's Tuesday. 3:50 p.m. If everybody can hear me. Jim, how you doing? We'll give a couple minutes for everybody to pop in and join us. We're talking about exciting stuff. Yeah. So, last week it was 30 degrees. Winter was back. And then this past weekend, summer was here. And now winter's back tomorrow. And we're riding the winter spring roller coaster. We went from 30 to 80 back to 30. Craziness. It was a beautiful weekend though. Too bad I was stuck inside renovating my house. Painting and putting down flooring. It's all good though. So, hi Russ. Glad you could join us today. Russ just got a AR-10 handguard for his AR-10 he's building. And he accidentally bought the wrong style. He bought a high profile and he needed a low profile. So he sent it back to us. We shipped him out the right one. Yeah. We'd take care of you like that. We all make mistakes, right? Especially in that AR-10 world. Happy wife, happy life, yeah. She gets ideas for things that need done around the house, and I got to make them happen. 13 inches of snow. Holy mackerel. You guys got 13 inches of snow in Pennsylvania? Wow. That last snowstorm, we only got an inch. So, all right. So, last week we were in here. We were talking about our new website that we're building out. It's still a little bit of a work in progress. We still got some stuff happening there. Making sure we got the right video links and the right blog links in all the right places that make sense with all the different pages. And we're talking about the architect evolution, the architect evolution, and how you progress along that continuum. From the new guy or gal coming in curious about maybe owning an AR, maybe has shot one before, and maybe has just bought one, isn't sure what to, all the different nuances and the things about ammo. And we talked about all that last week, the range protocol and the safety, hearing and eye protection, and all the stuff that comes with, being a newbie and getting started in the world of AR ownership. And then, so today we're going to talk about level 2, which is now you've bought the thing, you've figured out what kind of ammo you need, and you've taken it to the range and you've shot a whole bunch of ammo through it, and now you got to clean it. You got to maintain it, right? How to field strip it, right? How to take this thing apart. ARs are very simple weapons. If I can... Yeah, easy for me to say with no fingernails. Okay? So, this is how simple an upper separates from a lower. So, and you want to get in here and clean everything. And you're going to, you pop a little detent down here. And you pop your spring and buffer out, and you can clean that whole system. You can get in here. Look at that. See, I need to clean this gun. Gun was in Alabama with me, and I haven't cleaned it yet. And, you know, you can get in here and clean your trigger assembly. You know, there's not a whole lot to these guns. You know, you get in here and start working on your trigger, cleaning your trigger. Get in there with a Q-tip and some solvent. Oil everything back up. Clean your buffer and your spring. You're going to pop your bolt carrier group out, pop your charging handle out. This gives you access to your inside of your upper receiver, so you can clean in there real good. You can clean your barrel extension real good, clean your barrel. Again, very simple. Maybe you got to, you know, maybe you got it in the mud a little bit. You got some dirt and mud up in here, right? And how simple some handguards come off. Now, not all handguards are as simple as ours. Some are a little more complicated, but ours are pretty simple and straightforward. And oh, I can't get it off because I got Picatinny rail sections on here. But that's how easy the handguard would come off. Right, if I take those Picatinny rail sections off, the M-locks are hitting my muzzle device right now. And that muzzle device doesn't need to be timed, so I could take that muzzle device off, no problem. I don't have a crush washer to worry about there. But, you know, and then our handguards line right back up with the alignment tabs. And you tighten it right back down. Now, that's pretty extreme cases. You probably don't want to do that if you don't have to, especially if you're using a front iron sight, because now you probably got to requalify your front sight. You know, you get into things like how to disassemble a bolt carrier group, right? How easy does one of these things come apart? And you pop this out, slide that back, turn this. Ooh, this gun is dirty. I need to clean my gun.
Good timing for the show.
Yeah. We're going to take the cam pin out. Maybe. And then the bolt comes out, and you've got a field strip bolt carrier group. Now you can get in here and clean. Woo! Man, shame on me. I got a rag right here. Shame on me for leaving my gun put away that dirty. Right? And you know, I mean, we didn't shoot this thing extensively in Alabama. You know, this gun maybe 50 to 100 rounds, maybe. I don't know. And, you know, you can see these things get dirty pretty quickly, right? This is a gas direct impingement system, so a lot of that carbon and stuff is blowing right back in to the upper receiver. Ask Ed about disassembly of a bolt carrier group when I never had on a Gameland range table. Yeah, if you've never taken one apart, and you got to figure it out, right? YouTube is your friend. There's a lot of good information on YouTube. So, you know, and getting into things with maintenance, right? It's not only about cleaning, it's about inspecting and making sure that everything is in functioning order. You know, that your gas rings are all functioning and they're not all lined up in a row, just like the rings on your piston. You know, you want to seal that, right? So if there's a gap, all three of them are gapped in a row, then you don't have a seal. I don't know if you can see that very well. Can you see the little, it's hard to see, yeah. But yeah, there's 3 little piston rings there basically, and you want to make sure that they're not lined up so that they're creating a gap. You know, if you really get into it, you pop this pin out here and pull your extractor out, pull your ejector pin out, and clean in there real good. You don't have to do that all the time, but it is good to know how to do it. You know, maybe you have to. I've broken extractor before and had to replace an extractor. They come out pretty easily. Actually, I'm going to show you. Your firing pin in an emergency is a real good tool for doing that. So you push down on the back side here. Pop this pin out. You get yourself a little Allen wrench. There went the pin. And there's your extractor, okay? Now, if you broke an extractor, that's how easy it is to get yourself. And these are the little things you want to carry in a possibles bag. If you've ever been a muzzleloader hunter, you know what a possibles bag is, right? Anything that could possibly go wrong will, and you better have the stuff to. Yeah, I'm waiting to shoot suppressed if I ever get my damn suppressor out of jail. I'm going on 13 months. So, okay, so, you know, there's that's one of the things, like I said, you put in that possibles bag, and then you put this, and that's how easy it is to replace a broken extractor. Okay, even on the fly out in the field, you don't need a lot of tools to do something like that. Getting in here and checking the springs. On your, you know, this is a drop-in trigger, but on a mil-spec trigger, you've got a set of springs. You know, you're getting in there and checking your springs, making sure your springs aren't broke. You start having issues, failure to fire, failure to eject, failure to extract. There's all these different acronyms, FFE, FFF, you know, failure to fire, failure to eject, failure to extract, failure to feed, you know, and the different things that come along with those. Is it a magazine issue? Is it a bolt carrier issue? You know, failure to fire. Is it an ammo issue? Is it a trigger issue? You know, and learning the different aspects of the maintenance of your gun and the troubleshooting of it. And troubleshooting leads to mild repairs, right? So suddenly your gun's not firing and you got a broken spring. You need to know how to take your mil-spec, you know, if you've got a mil-spec trigger or even a drop-in trigger, you need to know how to take that thing apart and get a new spring in there. So, you know, again, very basic guns, not a lot to them, very simple to work on. Once you realize that, you know, you start, you know, a lot of guys, oh, I got to take it to a gunsmith. I got, you know, their eyes glaze over and they think it's a really complicated thing, and it's really not. You know, you can see there's just not much to them. Right, you just got to learn what all the little pieces are. And that's what level 2 is all about, is us teaching you and the different guys in the group teaching that new person about how to do it without making fun of them, right? Because we've all gone on different Facebook forums and different places, and the first guy runs his mouth and spouts off about how if you don't know how to do that, you shouldn't even own a gun. And, well, he forgot that he didn't know this stuff at one time either, right? We weren't all born knowing how to assemble and disassemble and clean and troubleshoot and inspect an AR. Now, if you were ever in the military, they taught you pretty well how to strip one of these things down, clean it, and put it back together fairly quickly. With your eyes closed, right? And then the whole thing goes back together. Would help if I'd have put the bolt carrier back in, didn't I? Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put the buffer spring back in. Guess what I did? So even a guy that's experienced can have troubles, right? Now I've got my bolt carrier group in the rearward position. There it goes. Yeah. See? Even a guy that's experienced, when he's on TV and in a hurry, can do things that you shouldn't do. Y'all can make fun of me now. There we go. Okay. Oh, good. All right. So, gas rings do rotate in the carrier. Yeah, they do. It's not, I mean, they do close up. I guess it's a, it's a thing with me. I like to have them separated. Comes from years ago building car engines and working on car engines. You always separated the openings in the piston rings. So, did the same thing the other day, Caleb said. One-piece gas ring, I've not seen those. Had to mortar it to get the bolt forward again. Yeah, it happens. So, like I said, even experienced guys make mistakes when they get in a hurry. That was a relatively simple one. Didn't cause any damage. I actually, wasn't long ago, I took the firing pin out of a bolt and put it back together and didn't put the firing pin in it. And then when the bolt locked forward, the cam pin rotated out of place and it wouldn't rotate back, and the bolt carrier was stuck. I couldn't get the bolt carrier back. I couldn't get the charging. It was stuck. It took me a little finessing to get that. It took me about 10 minutes to get that one apart. But, just go slow. Take your time. YouTube is your friend. We're your friend. If you're seeing this and you haven't joined the A Architect group, join the A Architect group. Guys like Russ, Ken, myself, there's just a host of guys in here who have had a lot of experience and built a lot of guns, and they're more than willing to share information with you and share their knowledge with you. We all didn't know this stuff at one time or another, and, it behooves us to teach you how to do it, right? So, level 2 of the A Architect evolution is maintaining your gun yourself, and that comes with cleaning, getting a good cleaning kit. We don't currently sell a cleaning kit. We're thinking about it. We might dive into that realm. But getting a good cleaning kit, I'm a Hoppies guy. I love the smell of Hoppies, gun cleaning, gun solvent, and gun oil, and it just takes me back to my childhood. My dad cleaning guns, and Dad and Grandpa cleaning guns, and the smell of that fluid and the oils. And I open my gun safe now, and I'm like, it literally takes me back to my childhood. So I'm a Hoppies guy, but there's a lot of great products out there. Making sure you get a good cleaning kit and a good tool kit. There are some specific tools that you're going to need to work on these. An armorer's wrench, right, is a must. This it's a little bit of a multi-tool. Has a bunch of stuff on here. You can do muzzle devices with this. You can do barrel nuts with it. You can do your castle nut with it. It's got a spot here for a torque wrench. So, this is just a great multi-purpose tool to have. You're going to want to have a torque wrench. There are certain spots on your gun that need specific torque specs. An upper and lower vice block to hold your gun in position and hold it in a vise if you so need to. These are kind of, the things that you need to have, and I can't say enough about these things, right? A good bench block that holds all your parts, right? This holds your bolt carrier group. It holds your bolt. It holds your upper receiver. It holds your front sight. It holds your lower receiver. It holds your charging handle. And it's got a magnetic strip around here, so when you pound pins out, the magnet picks up anything that you might lose or drop, and underneath there, it doesn't roll off the table. It gets stuck to the magnetic strip around the inside of this thing. Great tool. You know, you can pick these up online for $35, worth every penny. Worth every penny. They're in our kits, too. So, let's see. Is there more about maintenance? That's level 2. That's maintaining your AR and troubleshooting it. And, you know, that's going to lead us, once you start getting into this thing and learning it and understanding it and knowing how it operates, you're going to get the bug, right? And that bug is called the upgrade bug. Russ knows it's the black rifle fever. You know, we call it a lot of different things. But you're going to want to start thinking about putting stuff on your gun and doing things to your gun and customizing your gun to your taste. And that's what we're going to talk about next week. We're going to start getting into the fun stuff. How you take that AR-556 or that Smith & Wesson M&P and turn it into something that has a nice buttstock and a nice grip and a free float handguard and a vertical foregrip and a nice muzzle device and a red dot with a magnifier and a extended charging handle. And I could go on and on about the upgrades you could do for your ARs. So next week is where we start to get into the fun stuff. And if you've made it this far, I guarantee you've got the bug. So thanks for joining me this week. I don't think we're not super long. We're good. We will see you guys next week, and we're going to talk about the fun stuff of upgrading, upgrading, right? Yeah, next week is level 3 upgrading. Yeah, right? Money and imagination is the limit. How much do you want to spend, and how cool do you want it to look? Yeah, you can spend a lot of money really fast on upgrading. And then you get into level 4 where we start to want to build. Right, we want to build that really cool looking thing with all the gizmos and gadgets, and so we're getting into the fun part of it now. We bought our first AR, we've shot it, we've cleaned it, we've troubleshot it, we've maintained it, and next week we're going to start to upgrade it. So join us next week, and appreciate you guys as always being with us and joining us. And remember, you don't have to be an expert to build your own AR, to upgrade it or maintain it. We're here to help you do that. We'll see you guys next week.